We're going to talk about sewing really, really stretchy fabrics using your Bernina sewing machine. I've got a Bernina 590 here, and one of the things that it has is a 9mm opening in the stitch plate with using the default stitch plate. So in this stitch plate, we have a big wide hole, which sometimes when you're sewing stretch fabrics is not your friend, because these fabrics are very stretchy and they like to get stuck in the hole. So we're going to do this 2 times here, and I'll show you guys what you're watching for when you're using stretch fabrics on these Berninas. Lots of us like to start with our needle entering right at the very edge of our fabric. When you're using these super stretchy fabrics, that might not be your best option because it's just going to push the edge of the fabric down into the stitch plate. We're going to switch to stitch 11, which is a super stretch stitch. And the way I like to think of this stitch is it's the stitch that will let you pull your swimsuit up over your bum and keep your swimsuit on once it's there. So using the stitch 11 and our 5/8 seam allowance, what you want to do is make sure that your fabric's just past the hole in your stitch plate when you start sewing. If you start right at the edge, most likely you're going to get things jammed up. Starting inward a little bit, it starts nice and smooth. The dual feed on this machine helps to feed this stretch fabric through evenly, top and bottom. If you find that your stretch fabrics are pulling and stretching as they sew, you might need to adjust your presser foot pressure. On the Bernina 590, the default presser foot pressure in this stitch is 70. We're able to alter that down. So you can go through and change that at will. If you know that you'll be sewing lots of stretch fabrics, dual feed will be your friend, as well as having the ability to adjust your presser foot pressure. So this is nice and stretchy with good recovery. The other thing that might make your life better when you're sewing with stretchy fabrics and using this super stretch stitch is a straight stitch cut work plate. The hole size where your needle goes through is about 2mm on this, and we can tell the machine that you're switching to this needle plate. And the super stretch stitch number 11 will still fit in this stitch plate. What this does is it provides more support for the fabric as it goes through this stitch, past the stitch plate. Whereas you can get a lot of fabric stuck in that hole, which is not very fun. We can go through and sew this again. Nice and stretchy. Nice and stretchy.